I was just trying out the Google routes, so this time I tried a different one.
All right. Do I plug it in here?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, you go. Seriously, Joseph, you have to tell me where you bought that little table that said you could buy one.
Walmart.com.
Ah, you bought a Walmart? Yeah. Awesome.
Hola, hola.
Is this the?
But it's been a while. No.
All right, guys, we are live. Let's see. We're just getting set up here, so let's see. Do 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 do.
Flashed. Oh yeah, there you go. Choose to mirror or extend display.
Is it working?
You think that message is for you?
That does seem like a Mac message. All right, why isn't this working? Beep 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 beep.
Visible? Yeah, it is.
Ooh, and we're live. Nice. All right. The emails should have just gone out too, so I'll post something in the group.
Yeah, sure. We got plenty of tables here.
Yeah, but this is just my
He's
channel.
infatuated, man.
Oh, I see.
Like, I don't do normal tables that are in my channel.
I can sell it to you.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want it, but I mean, maybe someone else will love it.
Well, you did. So there's a match.
Fair
There's
enough.
a match.
Or are you not using a regular table?
The only thing is getting it home to tricky. But I might be able to do it. Because, wait, you asking me?
Yeah.
Because ergonomics guy. I do active sitting. Yeah, let's not go there. It's gonna be a lot to get into. But have you ever heard of like animal flow or anything like that? I started changing the way I move. This is no fun for me anymore. I like to lean on my arms. Basically, activations from your arms all the way through your shoulders, the opposite hip, and your feet. It's like the way I move in general now. It also goes with a lot of new exercise styles I've been doing called ballistic exercise, like kettlebells, which actually you might know about. You know kettlebells? Isn't that invented by a Russian or some?
Wow.
That I don't know about actually.
I think it was a Russian or a Ukrainian.
Yeah,
Check.
I'm pretty sure it was Russian.
Another Rusky innovation.
Nice. That's good to hear. That's good to know. Good to know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
my-
be able to throw that back around and say, oh, we actually remember this.
I mean, I don't know if it was invented or popularized, but it's hard to tell
That's
sometimes.
amazing.
No, yeah. It's based on a Russian, I don't know how to say it, Hiria? Was a type of metal weight primarily used to weigh crops in the 18th century.
Russian. Gira. Oh, gira.
Gira. There you go.
Hey, what's going on?
It's like Gira.
Diego.
What's going on, Diego? How's it going, man?
Hi.
Well, you know, fighting in order to get projects, which is not easy with big companies. It's very difficult. We are doing what we can.
Well, you didn't have a protest stopping you from getting here this time, right? I said no protest in the way this time, yeah?
No what?
Protests. I am
No, do they?
no, I ain't manifestation, no, I
And my
know.
house is very close.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Ah.
There was an earthquake today.
Well, no, it was
drill.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
drill.
Yeah.
There was an earthquake on Monday though, as far as I remember.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was.
And I was on the 24th floor, so it was kind of scary. And they wouldn't let us go down or use the elevator.
Did you change the elevator or just for?
No, these are just workshops, so it's a different thing. No, we're still having the same one every month.
You don't feel much,
Yeah,
but
bring my
it was
laptop.
kind of scary because
I didn't know it was
worse.
work.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
No worries. Yeah, we tried to make it
I was shaking.
more obvious, but we're still figuring it out, obviously. Yeah. But no, you'll be fine without it. It's not a big deal. So.
Good.
Hey man. Hey. ¿Cómo estamos?
See you at this. Yeah. Did you take a look around? Yeah. It's nice.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo
Bien.
estás?
How's it going, man?
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Hi.
Hey, mucho gusto. Igual.
Hello.
Mismo.
Hey guys, I know there's a couple of you here. We're gonna get started in, I don't know, a few minutes. If you have any questions or whatever, I think the chat is only limited to subscribers right now, so just to prevent spam and stuff, please join so you can comment or what have you.
I need a bit. Not a big deal. Too much code, too much brain, too much everything.
How's your investment project going on?
There we go. We are fine. We are trying to push our boundaries.
Yeah. Like any improvements? Any like?
Yeah,
any yield?
actually,
So you got a couple of cheers so you guys are more comfortable. So.
we have the parts of the one implemented. We are trying to came up with some partners around there, and we split the project in other cities to other kind of things like sport betting.
Nice. Okay. Oh, so you're trying to scale a little bit
Yes.
to other industries.
Yes, other industries.
I would assume that sports betting is a bit more complicated in terms of like.
It's literally called the Russian swing.
Oh,
Fundamental
yeah.
exercise.
Oh yeah.
This shit, man, is changing our lives.
Okay.
There was also a Russian twist. You know, like when you
There's so many exercises you can do with these, man. Like, this shit has changed my life.
Yeah, it's really good. It's definitely important to go to the gym as a programmer. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm an exercise.
Then,
Yeah.
which is the Wi-Fi?
Just go to
It's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Pues la parte de parte.
Let's wait for 3 more minutes and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, right now we have 10 people online too.
Sir?
Nice.
Sí,
No, go. Okay.
No veo nada.
Menos con estos dedos.
Just for the future reference.
Good. So,
So does this mean I should install Grayscale right now?
Greywall, I mean, up to you. If you want.
I mean, you should always install it.
We're gonna be able
Let's see
to
if it's
install
in-
it during
let's see if
the
it's
practical
in-
session.
I'm gonna check if it's in these packages.
Oh, it's not in PyPy, if that's what you're.
No, next. Next, like next.
No. It's not.
Ah, you'd be surprised, man. Greywall, all one word, EY, right?
Sorry?
EY, right? Yeah, you guys use EY.
EY?
Yeah, like G, because you can spell it.
Oh, great. Oh, okay. I see.
If you're hacking the Wi-Fi, you get a free slice of cake.
What do you mean, like,
Really?
can break into your access point, you mean? Or what? Yeah.
Don't be careful about it if you offer that to him. He's gonna take that you up on that.
I'm trying to set some guidelines here so that
Right?
it's not destructive. There's a
We need a terms of service for this.
Well, like, what do you define as hacking the Wi-Fi? Because I already have the passwords. You mean like get on the access point portal, right?
Yeah.
Like the admin stuff.
Right. All right. I don't know about today, but you're right. Yeah, it's not there.
I mean, I would hack it, but I don't need cake. All right, I think we can start at this point.
Yeah, here. Put this on.
Oh yeah. Right. Perfect. I don't know if people can hear me.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome. Welcome to this workshop. The topic of today's workshop is Your AI Agent is Not You. And we're going to cover what it means, as well as the basics of AI safety, data sovereignty, and taking back control over your environment. The workshop is going to have two parts. The first part is essentially like a small lecture about AI safety and stuff like that, and then we're going to take action and install Greywall on our computers. I mean, if you want to follow along, feel free to do so. I'm just going to do a demo. And essentially, it's going to help us protect our environment from the CLI agents. All right, so does everybody know what YOLO mode means here?
I think so.
All right, so essentially it's when you run your CLI agent with root access. So basically allowing it to run any command without even you looking at it. And unfortunately, these days, that's how developers work. And that's how people, like a lot of solopreneurs and just people, like business people, run their coding agents to implement something quickly. And that's where the term vibe coding is coming from as well, where people don't even look at what the AI agent is doing, right? And, well, I mean, the main premise is that your coding agent runs as you, and it's kind of a problem. It has your user ID, it has your SSH keys, access to your environment variables, you can read all of that, and in YOLO mode, you don't even know that it's trying to access all of these things. So, and the problem with this is that Unix permissions were never designed for this. I mean, previously, before all the CLI agents and stuff like that, before AI, a process was just a tool that you ran. And it was a tool that you basically gave certain permissions to, right? And you, with your user ID as a human, would run a process with the same user ID. And then that process would try to access specific things like SSH files and like just your repo or whatever you gave permissions to. But these days, this assumption kind of broke because now a process is an actor that runs other processes as well. And it's a stochastic actor in a way that, like, even if you write a plan for it, you don't know what exactly it's going to try to access. You have no idea what it will touch. And that's kind of scary because, I mean, you don't know whether your data is going to be exfiltrated or something like that. And to me, every time I run a CLI agent, it's like handing your keyboard to a stranger. So it's driven by models that you didn't train or audit. It works faster than you can follow along. And it can't be held accountable for anything it breaks. You're the one being accountable because you're the developer here. And it also never blinks. OK, so a quick question. Who here has run a coding agent in YOLO mode this week? OK, there you go. Of course. And I don't blame you. I would do that myself. It's not that you can't do that. It's just when doing that, you got to be more aware of what the implications of doing that are. And to do that, we can address the philosophy of AI safety, or at least the way we define it in my company. We basically ask 3 questions. Who controls the context? Where does your data go? And whose interests are the security defaults serving? And so let's start with the first one. You're basically the one writing the prompts, right? But you don't really control the entire thing. You write the prompts, you point at certain files that your AI agent can access, and you ask it what to do, right? But the vendor, at the same time, controls the system prompt. You can't really change the system prompt. You can't really read the system prompt. I mean, you can probably find it online somewhere, but it's not that it's going to give you a lot. The vendor also defines the tools that you have to use. It defines the MCP servers and settings. And it also just decides what gets included behind the scenes, what third-party APIs to use and stuff like that. And the context window of the agent is the agent's entire reality, but you don't control all of it, which is a problem, a security concern. And here's why. Because you have your secrets, your prompts, your Git history on your computer, your files, potentially sensitive files. Every turn you run an AI agent, every time you run an AI agent, you have to call to a vendor API, right? Like, unless it's a self-hosted model, but most of the time we use Claude Code or something like this. And of course, it has to do inference, there's nothing wrong with that. It has to do logging, abuse detection, policy review, potentially trading. I mean, it kind of has to improve. In their docs, as far as I remember, they specify that they don't use your data for training, but you cannot really verify that. And then on top of that, the vendor API also calls to other third-party vendors. And those vendors can be located in other foreign jurisdictions, which basically means that that jurisdiction and their data preservation policies could be different from the data preservation policies in your country, for example, which could be a problem for you as well, especially if it's like a very sensitive environment for you. Now, I want you to answer this question. If your AI provider started saving your prompts and code tomorrow, how would you know? Do you have any way, like any guesses or like any thoughts on this?
No, there's no way. Well, there's the story of this guy from Samsung. He was an executive, and he was using ChatGPT one day, and then he decided just to explore, and ChatGPT started to give him code that was proprietary of Samsung.
Yeah, I mean, that happened.
Possible. I mean,
yeah.
It happened because an employee obviously was using the tool. And
well, yeah, I mean, the only way you would probably know about it if they announced it somewhere like on Twitter or an email, right? But they don't really have to do that. It's not something that they're going to be punished for if they don't do that.
Well, to be clear, they all are saving all of your prompts and your code. They have to pretty much by law in every country.
Yeah, I mean,
like, we know
not,
they are.
I think in Europe it might be different, but I'm not entirely sure.
They all have to keep 30 days.
Oh, 30 days, yeah, maybe. But you can request in Europe. You can request to delete your data if you want to.
Not before 30 days.
Oh, okay.
Because it has to do with giving law enforcement and stuff time to like, go and subpoena things before they.
Okay, makes sense.
As far as I know, pretty much like some countries are like 31 days, and some countries are 3 months and different things. But as far as I know, most of Europe, the U.S. and Mexico is all 30 days. You have to keep it.
Yeah, and that only supports my argument.
I have a question,
okay, sure.
By definition, like the model gets your prompt as input, right?
Yeah.
It gives you a response. So, I mean, isn't it just assumed they're saving it in their system? Are you asking like, how do you know if a human's getting access?
I mean, it could be stored on your computer, right? Like the whole conversation history that then gets sent to the cloud, right? Like a local database, yeah. Plus some like caching so that they waste less tokens and stuff. But yeah, anyways, that only supports my argument. Incentive misalignment, right? So generally speaking, and like I want to preface this by saying that your vendor is not necessarily inherently evil. Claude is not inherently evil. What they want is to optimize their business. And for that, they want smoother UX, higher retention, lower friction, broader capabilities, potentially more data to train their models, right? But at the same time, you want to know what gets sent out. You want to see what the agent is doing, especially in like in highly sensitive repos where you might store some sensitive data. Like, well, at the very least, you might store your environment variables, but also your SSH keys, or also you don't want your data to be exfiltrated. There could be just some sensitive documents located in your repo, stuff like that. So basically, these incentives are kind of like, they kind of almost contradict each other. And the vendor of your model cannot be the one watching the vendor because of that, because they're incentivized to basically make your UX better, which means that if something gets blocked, right, like for security concerns, the user will just assume that the UX is bad and they're going to move to a different vendor. So, you know, it's just the way the business is structured. And so you wouldn't really let a bank audit itself. We have certain policies like SOC2, GDPR, PCI, to like basically across every industry where the stakes are high, We have the same rule. The company being audited cannot be the one doing the auditing. I think it's also the case in terms of like different like investigations within the company. Like if there's some security concern or like fraud and stuff like that, they cannot investigate themselves, right? And so AI security is kind of slowly stepping into this territory now, or just like AI industry in general. And right now we don't really have good enough policies to kind of decide whether your data should be read or not, stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, there is a phrase, basically trust but verify. To me, it's almost one and the same. You trust your bank because the statements are auditable. You trust open source because you can read the code. You trust an elevator because an inspector was there last month. So your coding agent is no different. You can only trust what you can check. And for that, I have kind of like a test that I generally use for my workflows. And you can ask these questions for your workflow to decide whether your data is sovereign or not. So which model handles this workflow? Who made that call and on what basis? Where does inference run for sensitive data? Was that a choice or a default? What data leaves your network during a typical interaction? Can you answer with certainty? If a better model came out tomorrow, can you evaluate it quickly and swap it in if you want to? Can you tell an auditor exactly what the agent did last Tuesday? This is especially important for bigger companies where you don't know which data was leaked and stuff. And unfortunately, if you cannot answer all these questions deliberately, it's basically a subscription. Otherwise, it's data sovereignty. And the data sovereignty, like the main principle of that, comes down to 3 components. Choice, control, and clarity. So choice is when you can choose the model that's going to be used for a specific part of the workflow or like a specific workflow. Control is when you decide what data the model sees, right? And what it can touch. And clarity basically means having observability, being able to audit what your model did retrospectively, basically, or in real time. And also judge based on your use case whether it was good or not, and then adapt the environment. And so the way what does it look like in practice? We implemented Greywall just for that. Well, first of all, it's open source, but what it gives you is essentially all 3 components of it. Real-time visibility, basically observability. Deny by default, which again, you can disable it if you want. That's your control. You're sovereign, right, in this regard. You can swap credentials so that the AI never sees the credentials within your environment variables. You can still do the YOLO mode, so it doesn't really block your development. And yeah, it's open source, which is also quite important for a sandboxing tool like that. So the way it works is you have a coding agent. It gets wrapped in a proxy. You make an API call, or like the coding agent makes an API call. It goes through a proxy. If the API is unknown, it gets denied by default until you allow it explicitly. Otherwise, it gets forwarded. And so over time, you kind of build this system almost where, like basically a rule system where you have certain APIs that are definitely allowed. You have certain APIs that are definitely denied. And that way you can prevent data exfiltration. And the same goes for the file system access control. So you decide which files, based on which rules, like wildcard rules, which files can be accessed and which files can be read, which files can be written in, which commands can be executed. And yeah, there is also the credential swapping. So basically in real time, we swap the credentials so that when the AI reads the environment variable, it can still have access to the environment variables without having to essentially like actually use the environment variables, or at least like when it uses the environment variables, it's not going to have the actual value of the environment variable, so your environment variables are protected and not exfiltrated. And the goal is not to slow you down, it's to give you security without any friction. So a lot of sandboxes that I've seen basically just block access to everything. Like for example, they can just not allow accessing specific files without being able to change those rules in real time. But here you can just change the rules in real time and continue coding, or vibe coding, I guess.
Engineering, don't insult me.
So what's on your machine right now that you wouldn't want your coding agent to touch? That's a question I have for you guys.
Keys, SSH keys, personal data, notes, any kind of encrypted file system data.
Do you let it touch those things right now?
In theory, no, but that's because the machine I run AI on is anonymous from my personal info. Though I've been getting lazy with that.
Exactly. So
it always happens.
I noticed among a lot of developers that like everyone cares about AI security up until they actually have to install the sandbox, because it introduces so much friction. You have to like set up a Docker container or something, and you have to make sure that your Docker has the right permissions, and then you also have to make sure that you have the right files in the Docker and you don't have the sensitive files. And that's like a lot of like kind of friction points that basically make you unwilling to install the sandbox. Whereas here, it's a containerless kind of environment.
Well, even if you do set up all that stuff, AI is not going to know that all that stuff's set up. Even if you put it in the Claude MD file or whatever, it's still going to constantly try and do the stuff the way it's used to, not the way you're trying to tell it to.
Exactly.
And so you're just fighting a war you never can win.
Yep.
Further, I was actually going to say, I'm not sure if everyone's aware of, well, at least no kind is the exploit that was unveiled last week, copy fail, which basically means that any user on Linux, through a very simple exploit, can get root access, no problems, and immediately with AI agents. So basically, like my machine, like I consider this machine rootkitted now, because like the fact that bug's been in Linux for like 15 years, and it takes such a little, there's no way you can verify now. And I mean, it's new hardware reboots maybe for one reason or another, but I'm pretty, I'm a little paranoid that I've given up on saying this.
Exactly. And I feel like something like Grey Proxy or Greywall has to be installed like just on the machine by default, and it has to be installed globally, not just for the CLI agents, so that you can always. It's kind of like Little Snitch, if you've heard of that. Little Snitch for Linux. So when you have observability into what API calls are being made and what payloads are being sent and stuff like that. But with this, you'd also be able to block stuff by default or allow stuff by default and stuff
Little
like that.
Snitch is like a project, I would imagine somewhat similar to like a S-Trace or something.
Maybe. I haven't heard of that one.
S-Trace?
Okay, well, now we're getting to the second part of the workshop, which is installing the thing. So I'm just gonna sit down so it's more comfortable. And you can choose the way you want to install it, because some people, especially security-aware people, are not comfortable with this command. I personally am comfortable with it because it's my code and it's the code that engineers at my company wrote. But I would not, if you want to build it from scratch, I wouldn't blame you. So yeah, the way you install it is just very simple. Curl this, right? Or if you want to build it from scratch, go for it. You can install it with Go too. But I mean, this is probably the safest option here. Make setup and make build. And then you just download the update, because my Greywall.
Does it take a long time to compile? Because I'll do it.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time. It's pretty much installed already on my computer. And then you can also type Greywall check, just to make sure that everything works. Otherwise, it might say, oh, install Grey Proxy as well, because Grey Proxy allows for network access control, whereas Greywall is mostly file system control. And then you have access to a dashboard. Wow, I didn't know VS Code could do this. This is cool. But yeah, you can have access to the dashboard within your environment right here. I already blocked and allowed some requests. So yeah.
What was the URL? Sorry,
if you want to install it, you can just go to Greywall, Greywall.io here.
Perfect. Thanks.
I also put them in the YouTube comments.
Yeah.
If you want to say that on the thing.
And you scroll down to this section with where it says start with the CLI, and then you can choose the command to install it with. I would if you trust this code, it's open source, you can read it. So if you trust it, you can just go with the install sh command. Otherwise, go with git clone. All right.
Can you say on the YouTube? I just posted all those links in the comments.
Yeah. So Ben just posted all the links in the comments. I don't know if you guys could hear it. So you can access it as well if you want. And so let's do a toy example. I have this kind of environment set up, have a README of what I want to build. And what I want to build is essentially like a tiny weather game. The way it works is the computer picks a random major city from the list below. The list is just predefined right here. Then it fetches today's temperature from open weather map. And then the player guesses whether the temperature is above or below 15 degrees. So basically like a simple game based on this API. And this is going to show us the capabilities of Greywall. So if we type Greywall -- Claude -- dangerously skip permissions. You can also copy the command from here, from the website. Or maybe I didn't put it here. Okay. Well, basically this command. Now the CLI agent is run within Greywall. It's as if nothing happened, but actually now you're basically more protected. And so let's just demonstrate the capabilities of Greywall and how it works. I can just say implement the app from readme.md. Right? Okay. It's going to read through the README. It's going to implement it. The first thing it's going to do is, oh, I have to log in. Sorry. Live demo. Let's log in real quick.
So if we're missing a few things for the install, there's no.
What things are you missing?
SubCat.
Oh no, you don't have to. You just basically install use those commands at the bottom. Do you need help?
Yeah, we can go slower.
Yeah.
It's just saying I don't have a few things on my system that I'm going to need.
Yeah. So if you want to install that, just copy these. Yeah. So it says.
Oh, I have to actually put.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Copy paste these commands.
Yeah.
The reason we're not installing that by default is security, right?
Okay.
We don't want to install something you don't want you don't want installed.
Thank you.
That's one of my
Linux
websites.
steps I found. Overlap
So you
SoCat,
should see the same thing.
dbus proxy, lib secret tools.
Yep.
So that's the normal Claude code. Do you want to do stuff?
Let's check if this works.
It didn't stop it. Okay. Did I miss a step here, or?
What are you trying to do?
Well, I installed it with the command line.
I think my microphone got detached.
It's just like a little. It doesn't need it at all.
Okay, it's fine.
So I did this, right? And then I opened up Claude,
and it didn't.
What are you trying to do? So
I was trying
what did you do?
Well, the first thing I did was the curl request, right?
Uh-huh.
And that showed up. And then I opened up Claude. Do I have to do something to set it up with Claude? Maybe I missed it.
So you have to type Greywall --
Here?
No, not here. Exit the Claude.
It's in the README, bro.
Rick, why would I read? He's right
Why
here.
would I
That's the point.
Why would I read? Okay, so let's take a look at this once again.
Basically, it looks a lot like a namespace type interface. Greywall is like the containerization
Yeah.
space type interface.
It's a sandbox.
So I can't use my shortened thing. I see. Let's see this one. So then you run this. So this just opens up Claude, but with the wrapper on that. I got it.
Let's see.
And then use profile recommended or profile saved, and there we go. And now it's got bypass permissions. Curl.
I assume nobody at the company uses Nik, so I'm going to try and write an overlay right now. Well, I'm going to buy an overlay. So I can install it.
Yeah, I mean, you can try building on top of it.
I haven't actually got anything in the Nik's packages, so if I can get it working fast enough, then maybe I'll have a PR for y'all.
Claude wants
Okay,
to connect
sounds
to
good.
DeepSeek. Oh, okay. It didn't even let it connect to DeepSeek without approval.
All right, so yeah, you can allow it to, you can also set file system rules.
Right, like go to the dashboard, learn a tool, but I don't see learn the tool.
So now it's trying to do the curl, and it should show up again. And
Oh yeah, so I have a toy example for you guys. Maybe it would be best to go to this repo.
You want to cover?
To get started, number 3, it says learn a tool.
Oh.
Greywall learning open code.
So you don't have to learn a tool for Claude specifically.
Okay.
Or like for any CLI agent, we basically have the rules predefined for those. But for custom commands, if you just want to run Greywall on top of like some other command that you feel like you want to run Greywall around, then you have to first run it in learning mode so it understands which files it has to access.
Does this work with other versions of Claude Code, like the desktop version?
No, it doesn't work with desktop for now.
Open Code, Pi.
It works with Open Code. It works with other CLI agents, but not with the UI versions of those. Those are a bit more challenging to set up.
Pi? Because I've been using Pi.
Pi? I haven't heard of it. I can show you which ones we're supporting right now.
Really easy to support. Pi is the
Yeah. I think it's more of a question of like whether we knew about these or not.
It's an open source version of like Claude Code or Codex, but like super minimal. It comes prepackaged with 3 tools. That's it. Claude Code comes packaged with like 100 tools.
Yep. So these are the ones that are currently supported.
Yeah, you gotta add Pi. Pi's the new.
All right.
Pi's the new Excite.
Okay, how do you spell it? Pi?
Yeah.
P-Y?
Yeah, but I think it's
P-I.
P-I?
It's actually called something else.
No, it's called Pi Coding Engine.
Yeah, but the actual repo name
Pi.dev.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the Pi Mono.
Pi
repo.
Mono, that's it.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of
Alright.
different stuff in Pi.
And yeah, this is the same. You installed the same way.
Yeah, no, I mean that's
That
the
logic
standard way of doing it,
/
right?
pi -mono.
But no, Pi is if you've implemented
That's cool.
harder systems, Pi is way simpler. Like Pi is like nothing comes included. Like it writes Python to do most of its own stuff, like because it doesn't come with any tools other than grep, read, write. It only
Okay,
has three tools.
what are the benefits of using Pi compared to like
Well,
Open
if you
Code?
say Pi, the first benefit that a lot of people probably heard because I repeat it over and over again. If you say if you put a blank space in Claude Code and hit enter, it costs 20,000 tokens.
Oh wow, 20,000?
Well, between 12 and 20,000, depending on how you have.
Oh, because of the system prompt as well.
Because of the system prompt and every tool and every MCP and every skill, every little thing is included. Codex is around 8,000, and Pi is around 2,000 to 4,000.
Okay.
Open Code, I think, sits in between like 5,000 to 6,000.
Interesting.
So it is just a harness that doesn't, like you can do oh my whatever with Pi and stuff. Pi is the base of OpenClaw and Nano or Open Nano, whatever, all those like harnesses, they pretty much all use Pi. Because
That's cool.
it is just the
Okay.
very minimalist one.
Nick, what I would have responded with is, then you can just patch it in.
I can just patch it in.
maybe we should. Maybe we should. Just like in real time right
No,
now.
I mean, because, why not?
Yeah, maybe like open APR for that.
I mean,
Open
I'm
APR.
just doing it for Nick, so.
Yeah, go for it.
Sure, we can have Pi patch itself.
Hey, meta bootstrap.
Meta bootstrap.
The unfortunate part is you got to bootstrap on a system without Greywall, so then you're like already kind of baked.
No, I bootstrap with Claude or Codex, and then. Oh yeah, but I can't.
Yeah,
it's
but
not with
yeah,
Pi.
exactly. That's my.
Then it's not with Pi.
You're rootkitted by default, so you can't even win.
Yeah, so if you want to go along with my demo, you can go to github.com. Okay, where do I paste it so that I can share it with other people?
I just put it in the comments. I mean, you can send it to me. I can.
All right.
share it.
It's under Greyhead, yeah. The org. Or is it under your profile? It's under your profile.
Oh yeah. You sent it.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
I'm looking you already somewhere.
All right, let me post that in the comments.
All right, so so once you clone this repo, we have this readme.md file where we have the
Oh, it's
that's in the chat. Oh, Ben, can you send that?
I put it in the chat.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Oh yeah, so this is the one you just did. So if you want to swap back and forth, you just do those things. It's weird.
Hi. Welcome.
Your activities look insane. All I see is a big green hamburger.
Lots of commits. One thing I noticed on my computer that we might want to put an issue for is every time you click on the notification, it opens a new browser tab. Just a little tiny.
Yeah, I use a slightly different companion app that's specifically designed for Mac.
Right.
But yeah, I think there's another companion that we're currently integrating that works for both Linux and Mac, and it's much better in terms of the UI UX. You don't have to go to the dashboard at all, in fact, and you can just like access everything through the UI. By the way, one thing that we were not aware of when we first installed Greywall is that Claude actually gets access to Datadog and probably feeds some information about you to Datadog.
Oh, well, for sure. Dang it.
Yeah, and so you can either allow or deny it. It's up to you. It's denied by default, but I'm going to deny it because I don't want it to send my personal usage data to it. So yeah, once you copy once you clone the GitHub repo, you can go to readme.md, read through this tiny weather game, and just say implement the app from README.
I give it a memory, and I say always use sub-agents with Sonnet and Haiku to implement anything. So to do research, to write code, or anything like that, it always spins up a sub-agent to do that. And that's
now it's trying to read through the environment variable.
Are the sub-agents covered under this?
Yeah. Yeah, everything that's run within Greywall, including sub-agents and everything, that's not gonna, like the sub-agents are not gonna be able to access external APIs, for example, the ones that you didn't allow, for example. And so, yeah, right now it tried to read through the environment variable, but it got an error. Now it tries to do other things, and it's not gonna work out. Yeah, as you can see, it's not permitted. It's going to come to the conclusion that it's not permitted.
Well, yeah, Claude Code to do the agents. It can do the agents. It doesn't. I tell it to do it a lot more. Normally,
it says I cannot read the end directly, right? So it's going to try a different thing. It's going to try to just check the API whether it works or not.
I want to use Opus. So what if the
And now it's trying to check the API. As you can see here, either in the companion or in the dashboard, it's right here. You can either allow or deny it. Obviously, I want to allow it because I wanted to test it. So now it got an F401, which is good because that means that the API works, but the API keys that we provided were wrong. It's reachable.
You could zoom in that terminal just a bit more.
Oh yeah, okay.
Just my vision's kind of. Yeah, perfect.
Is this good?
Yeah, that's better.
Perfect. So it says the API is reachable. It checked the API. It worked. Now by the way, if we go to the rules, now we have the API.openweathermap.org allowed by default.
Maybe zoom that in a bit if you don't mind.
Yeah. Right here. And so we can delete this rule if we feel like we no longer want to allow access to it. And now it's implementing the game.
Okay, so wait, just a question. That interface you set up is basically whitelisting various web endpoints, yeah?
Yeah, and we also have the same for the file system.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's set up as like a rule-based system. So
but it's the same thing. They're both just
if we go to this file right here, in Greywall, Greywall/learn/Claude.json, we're gonna see all the files that it has access to, all the commands that it can execute or not execute, and stuff like that. You can set it up the way you want it set up.
Okay. I don't think it does it with the regular app. I think it only does it with the CLI one. This is called CLI, like the terminal command line.
So now it says, okay, I implemented the game. Let's do the npm install. It doesn't have access to the npm command, the npm install command. Well, I think I have to switch the folder. Now let's do npm install. It's going to install everything. There you go.
This is Claude Code. Which one? Claude Code.
And then we can just do npm start.
Yeah, this one is, but yeah, mostly I use. I mean, they all look pretty much the same. Like,
And this is what the weather game is.
They all look pretty much the same.
So now it's asking me, is today's temperature in the city above or below 15 degrees? You can say below. And I win. Next round. Above. I win. Wow, that was a random guess. It's probably above. Yeah, there you go. And so on. But yeah, this is basically the game. This is how Greywall essentially works. One feature I still haven't shown you is the conversations feature, where you can have full observability into what your AI agents did, both sub-agents and like regular AI agents, and every conversation is visible. So if you expand the tools, you can see the system prompt here. So essentially, this is the system prompt that you would not be able to see otherwise. This is embedded inside the Claude itself. And then if you go down, you can see all the bash commands that it tried to execute, all the errors that it gave because it cannot access the environment variable, for example. And then, yeah, basically the entire history.
So when I'm using Claude Code here, this is on my computer. When you use Claude Code here, it's on Claude's server.
If we can also see the sub-agents here. Let me find an environment with where I executed sub-agents. It's just something for testing. Web fetch.
It's just where the code is actually running, and in this case, the code runs on their server. It's useful, but it also costs more. Like there's a limited usage.
Yeah, there you go. This is the sub-agent view. Each sub-agent has its own prompt, description. We can actually try to execute sub-agents here too. So let's do use sub-agents to explore the entire repo and understand it.
There's no way to know. But at least this way, if it goes to a website, right, and it picks up like a prompt injection and comes back, and then it tries to do something malicious, you'll see it here. trying to do something weird. Like these websites make sense. But if there was like a random scammy looking websites that show up, you'd be like, oh, I got hacked.
So it looks like a warning
can we-
or something.
Yeah, I mean, it does prevent it from doing it.
Sorry, I'm trying to obviously
The idea
build
is
the
that
thing,
it
but
stops it.
obviously I assume you're going to go over some examples of various
It asks for you.
access control lists on different subsystems. So right now, sorry, I can't even see what Claude's doing, but
Oh, right now what it tries to do is just like, oh, do you want me to zoom in? Oops.
yeah, zooming in would definitely help me.
Sorry, this chat view is.
Now we're talking.
Is this good?
Yeah, that's better for me. Sorry, my vision.
So right now I just spun up a bunch of agents to demonstrate something, which is it explores the entire repo. What the sub agents are doing is not very important,
Is
but
this
once
like
it
a sub-agents recipe? Do you guys already have that?
And then to run it.
no, it's just within Claude.
Yeah, but like, is this in your example already? Like in the example repo?
Yeah. I mean, you can basically just execute it within the repo. You can do whatever. The goal of this is to show you the conversations view here, where you can see everything that happened within a certain conversation and audit it. So, for example, in a big company, you can like use a separate LLM to analyze all these conversations and decide whether this conversation exfiltrated some data, for example, right? Like this session.
Right.
So once it finishes this, we can see.
So sorry, the prompt can I just see if you go back to where you were in
Yep.
code, the prompt you gave was you said they just explore. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter what the sub agents are doing right now.
Yeah, I was just curious if this was something complex you started or it was just simple.
No, just a simple prompt to
So
showcase.
you're basically doing something you expect any type to do in their repo. And we're getting to see now from the monitoring
But you could try and
interface.
get the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
The prompt like IO records, but also we can see if there was anything that was
Exactly.
questionable in terms of touching endpoints or local data. Okay, gotcha.
That's correct.
I'm caught up.
Yep. So here we, for example, have all the tools, all the rights, everything that was executed. We can expand that view, right? And we can see like what was permitted, what was not permitted, all the conversation steps, not something that you usually see within the Claude interface, and either way, it's not very, convenient to read through. And you can also see all the sub-agents, and each sub-agent has its own prompt. So, for example, this is the sub-agent. And, oh, perfect. Yeah, you can test it now.
So I could do the same prompt.
Just seeing how it goes. And
So you did Greywall dash Claude and then ran that prompt, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you can write, so the prompt you have to run is
But just
basically
to get to
implement
just
the
like
app.
You are in this terminal, I would do Greywall dash Claude.
Yeah. Dash,
What is
Claude.
that again? Can you say again?
Sorry?
Long sentence,
Claude.
clear.
Dash if you want to hit a standard input, but you can use dash C as a command, right?
Assess how it works.
That's what it seems to be suggesting to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is the
Oh, it's not, okay, got
the
it.
command.
So how did you guys get started? Like one big client and then you started building? I mean, I just kind of briefly looked at your webpage, but yeah.
What do you mean one web client?
One big client, not
Uh-huh.
web client, yeah.
Yeah.
Like did you have, I don't know how you got started, but did you have a client?
Oh no,
you needed?
this is just an open source tool that
No,
we're
I know, but you work with larger, it sounds like.
Yeah,
enterprise
we're
organizations, right?
basically an AI security conscious company, right? And so we build custom things. So this is just something we built for ourselves, for internal use, because we know that it's not really safe to use Claude or any other CLI agents, but like out of the box, right? And so we built this tool so that we can make sure that it doesn't accidentally access something that it shouldn't have accessed, or at least even if it does do that, we can have observability within the conversations and we can audit these conversations. So it's something we just use in our internal
Okay. When I read your
flow.
site, I thought you had built it for other clients
Yeah,
and
so-
then open sourced it.
No, so the way it worked is we first decided to build it for ourselves. We were the client, basically.
Okay.
Then we decided to open source it. And then maybe we're considering working with other clients if they want something custom built around this, right? Because there is Gray proxy and you can have it installed globally across the entire company, and you can see which requests go through this proxy, right? And you can figure out, okay, so this request was potentially malicious, right? And so you can like retrospectively deny it, or like add a rule for it. And that's across the entire engineering team. It's not just like for one single computer. But that's something we would have to cloud host, and that would be a bit pricey for us. So obviously we have to, like first find a client for that, if they want something like that implemented.
And do you work with clients globally, or are you primarily?
Yeah, mostly U.S., Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes Europe, as far as I remember.
And you use this tool, Greywall.
Greywall, yeah. By the way, Ben, are there any questions in the chat? Or
Not that I've seen yet, but yeah, nobody. There's apparently 11 people watching right now. So,
nice.
Just ask them to post their questions.
Yeah, feel free to post your questions. As far as I understand, there's like it's subscriber only, right?
But they only have to be subscribed 10 minutes.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
It's not like.
Okay, got it. So yeah, feel free to post any questions in the chat if you have any questions. If any help is needed in terms of the setup, let me know as well.
Do you incorporate this agent into a real workflow?
Yeah, right. That's always the question. I mean, there's lots of ways. It just depends.
Thank you.
I mean, all this stuff can be like just requested. Like you can have agents calling other agents, calling other agents. Like, it just depends. But lots of people use different workflows for this kind of stuff. So there's no right answer, right? But yeah, here you want me to say.
There is no right answer yet, right? I mean, at some point there will be like a standard for AI agents. Yeah.
There's gonna be tons.
Just like MCP, like recently kind of popped up because we needed some sort of a way to, like a universal way to access tools, right?
But for you to use this agent in the particular workflow of an executive or of any collaborator in a company, you have to create them an interface which is friendly for the user.
If we want if we want business people or someone non-technical to execute Greywall, Greywall is not really designed for them. For that, we would probably have to. So like Greywall is mostly for developers, right? But if we want to have.
You already have an agent that you created on Claude Code using Greywall.
Yeah.
I mean, that part is ready. And you
Yeah.
have an agent which is working beautifully.
Yeah.
And you know this guy in the company that he's going to be very happy with this agent.
Yeah.
You just want to give the agent to him. How do you do
But
that?
I mean, Claude is an agent in and of itself, and it's like a CLI tool, right? Like, do you mean like if we build a custom agent, then?
Chain or something like that?
Yeah.
I have this agent is working great, and I want it.
Okay. So the question, just so I understand, like the question is, we have an agent, right? Like some custom built agent that we built for someone non-technical, and how do we protect it with Greywall, essentially, right?
How can we give the agent to that person so that person can use it?
Yeah, and so what would be the UX of that?
I could say you just wrap it in script with Greywall from.
Yeah, I mean you can wrap it in Greywall. I don't feel like it's gonna be super user friendly. We can like set certain rules for Greywall, like for file system access, for the proxy access, right? And we can just say, okay, here, use it, go wild, but you're not going to be able to access certain things because we know that these API endpoints are not secure. So that's one way to go about it. But in general, if we want something like larger scale for a company, we can just install Greywall kind of more globally, right? Because it's not a CLI agent tool, like it can be used beyond that. It's not just the CLI agent tool. You can use it with any command. For example, if you just want network access control, you can install Gray proxy in the entire company, and then all the requests that go through Gray proxy across the entire team will be checked by Gray proxy, whether they're allowed or not. And then on top of that, we can also add some heuristics like, okay, analyze this payload and see if some of my data was exfiltrated or not, and stuff like that. Oops. Yeah, okay, this is good. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, if we want something enterprise level, we'll probably have to cloud host it, and then we'll probably have to request some sort of a payment because we want to, like, we would host that proxy most likely on our cloud, and we don't have any incentives to, you know, read through your data or through your requests. We can also make it so we cannot even read through those. Or we can, like, if you decide that you prefer to have it on your premises, no problem at all. We can install it on your premises, right? So yeah, that's kind of the idea behind it. But for Gray proxy and Greywall, this tool is fully open source. It's gonna stay open source forever, and you can use it locally.
What's the license?
Good question. Let me check.
Gotta know the license.
I think we have a license, but I just don't remember which one it was.
I didn't even actually look at it. I guess I'll have to look at the code is.
Maybe we don't have a license. I don't know.
Ooh, then it's not really open source.
Yeah, I actually don't see a license found.
No, there is a license file right here.
Under Greywall?
Apache.
Apache.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
There are better licenses.
Yeah, Apache 2.0. All right.
Which one would be better?
But he's the knowledgeable one on that.
What's a better license?
Well, it depends what you want. If you want corporate adoption for profiteers, plug it in, then this one's fine. If you're a copyleft guy like me, then this is just plain old shabby.
Okay.
But yeah, this is fine. I mean, if you want corporations to fork and contribute and or make money off it, then Apache's fine.
Yeah. I mean, generally, we're probably gonna
But I mean, I'm
go
sure
with that
someone
route at
somebody
some
picked
point.
it for some reason, I imagine, originally. So.
Yeah. But yeah, are there any questions in the chat? Maybe I should just open YouTube. Or like in this audience. I mean, there's quite a lot of people here already, so that's nice.
I'm wondering, can we, I mean, obviously you probably have some examples, but I would love to see like something I would actually need, which is like, let's say I have a data directory with like, I don't know, like somebody's phone number in it. That's a text file.
Yeah.
So I store them that way.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Tomal file or something. I want to make sure that Claude can't touch that file.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a very practical example. So basically, you don't want.
Simple, I figure, so.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. So essentially, you don't want a specific file to be touched, right? So
Yeah, like
the way you would go about it is we essentially store this Claude.json file within application support Greywall learn Claude.json, right? You just open it. Oops. I think I forgot the quote. There you go. So if we open it and we scroll through here, first of all, we already have network rules here as well. So you can define them
So you
here.
can ship like a template for permission.
Yeah, so it's essentially a template. And then for allow read, we have certain rules, wildcard rules for deny read, for allow write, for deny write. We also have things for specific commands like npm and stuff like that. Things for SSH, allowed host, denied hosts, credentials for credential swapping, or like for just credentials that are global by default. So yeah, just that's basically how you can set it up as well. We're also thinking about like having a UI for this so that like non-technical people can use this more easily, but they would still have to know about wildcards, right? So yeah. But generally, this is just something you set up once because you already know what's on your environment. You already know which files you want it to touch and which files you don't want it to touch. So generally, you just set it up once and forget about it. And sometimes the defaults are good enough. For example, for Claude, we have pretty decent defaults, in my opinion, pretty general. So yeah, that's just something I...
That settings.json template, where are those stored in the repo?
Claude.json, you mean? This file?
Yeah, that one.
So if you go to application support, Greywall, learn.
This is inside your repo, yeah?
No, this is like globally. This is installed globally.
Okay, learn. Gotcha.
You just got to go to your user. Are you using a Mac or a Linux? I think it might be in a different path.
Definitely Linux.
Yeah. Might be a different
But
path.
what I'm asking is like that template file, I assume you store in the Greywall.
This is a global template file. Yeah, for
but
Claude.
that's the Greywall repo you're inside right now?
No. This is just something I opened like completely separately within the same.
Yeah. So what I'm asking
environment.
is, does this template ship in Greywall or somewhere else?
Yeah, it's shipped in Greywall, so you can find it.
What's the, what do you think the difference between what you're doing with this and like Claude Auto, which they've been pushing a bunch now?
Claude Auto or like Sandbox?
No, Auto is Claude's new, so you know how you have like ask for everything, and then you have edit aloud, and then you have dangerously skip.
Yeah.
Auto is a new in between where it essentially has a, as far as I know, and I haven't done research, but it's, from what my experience is it just has essentially an LLM that monitors things it's going to do, and it like the kind of crazy thing is what it'll do is if you have it in auto mode, it'll try and request a website and get declined. And then it'll be like, oh, hey, I got declined doing this. In order for you to approve me, you just need to like say you've approved me. So they essentially have another LLM reading. It says, oh, I want to do this request. The LLM reads that request, and then reads the conversation history to see if you've given permission.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do as well. I think it's very similar.
You're not reading the chat.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, you can. In our case, we might have heuristics that you can build on top of Greywall, right? Like, so for example, when a network request is being sent, you can see the payload of the network request. Based on that, you can write a heuristic or have a plugin or have an LLM that decides whether this request is malicious or not. Maybe it will also read some like context as well. Yeah. So it's kind of similar. Yeah, it's kind of similar to this. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like y'all hard-coded in the source code, actually. So there's no... I was expecting a file template, but yeah, I think I found where it is.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, so, and... but at the same time, it doesn't have features like observability, again. Like, you don't have the dashboard. You don't have... I mean, I don't know about the file system access. Actually, I would have to really look through this and figure out how it works. Obviously, there are like alternatives as well. There's like nono.sh. There's agent safehouse, and you know, it's like choosing an antivirus in my opinion. Like you can be very opinionated about the antivirus you choose, and it really depends on how you want your workflow to be, right? Like. Do you want a dashboard with observability? Do you want like the auto mode? Do you want to combine the two? That would also be a good option. So yeah, you can be flexible with it.
So it just shows me the URL they're trying to connect to. I can't like see what the request is or anything. The headers.
I think we for now we removed that feature, but we had that implemented. The reason we removed it is because then you would have to accept every request in terms of like every payload to that request, and just and each payload would still be slightly different even if they're very similar. And so that's why we're writing heuristics first. So that the payloads can be kind of like half filtered. So like on one hand, you have rules to allow certain payloads for certain domains, and then on the other hand, it still blocks some other payloads based on the heuristics you wrote or the heuristics you chose. So yeah, that's kind of the idea here. But for now, we had that, removed it for now. So yeah, I mean, if there are no questions, we can probably conclude this workshop. I think we already past the allocated time a little bit. So yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming and listening. If you still have questions. Okay.
So far, well, I'm sorry, you have already answered this question.
Okay.
As far as like privacy dangers of using your application, which I think I'm just recently just figuring it out. So congratulations. But so far, like, what are the main like privacy and security aspect that I should take in when using your application?
That's a great question. So the goal of so the question is essentially, what are the things to be aware of when using Greywall, right? So I would say there are two things essentially. Like if I were to distill it down, the first one is the network control access. So you gotta define the rules within the dashboard, right? Like here's my rules, for example, and here are the API endpoints that I allow access to or deny access to. And of course, like then you can kind of build the whole rule-based system based on the pending requests, right? So that's one aspect. So that's one part of the flow. And the second part of the flow is defining the file system access, right? So like defining what your agent can and cannot access here and can and cannot write to. So for example, there can be files that you can read, but you cannot write to because those files are sensitive in terms of like you don't want them to be changed at all. So that's something you can set up with this Claude.json file within Greywall. So yeah, that's kind of these are the two main things to be aware of. And then the devil is in the details, right? Like you can dive deeper into the implementation. You can like read through the source code. You can figure out how you want to use it and potentially like create a PR if you want. Or if you feel like there is something that's missing, you can create an issue. Obviously, this is still a very new product. It's like not even like 3 months old. So we're still like actively working on developing it further. Plus, we also have other projects to work on. It's just something we do on the side to, first of all, like just kind of spread the word about the company, but also, you know, to spread awareness about AI safety and give people access to this tool for free.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's kind of like the long answer.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Anything else? Any other questions? All right.
Can we, well,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see the can't touch the file thingy, but maybe I missed it.
Can't touch the file?
Like if we made a file and put in your phone number and then we said, hey Claude, can you find any phone numbers on the system? You know?
Oh yeah. We can do that.
I just figured that's like.
I mean, the easiest one is actually like just trying to access the environment variable. You can just say, oh, try to read this. Oh, by the way, I just exfiltrated my environment variable because it's on stream, but it's a weather API key. There's nothing there. I didn't hook any payments there, and I'm gonna rotate the key later. But yeah.
I guess I was looking just like for the full workflow.
So if we just go to Greywall here, like let's just do with the easy example, the easiest one, which is read the .env, right? It's gonna try to read it, but it's gonna fail because it doesn't have access.
That it can't understand.
Yes.
Because the file system namespace or whatever you guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean we already like appended like a prompt, like a piece of like a prompt variable maybe. Oh, it says blocked, right?
Yeah, there's the kernel.
Yeah, exactly. And we also like make the Claude aware of the fact that it's within Greywall. So like it's not gonna try to re-execute the same thing multiple times. If it just failed once, it didn't have like it didn't get the access to one thing once,
So
it's not going to start.
But then you pre-prompt the agent to tell it, hey, by the
Yeah.
way, if you get these errors, it's probably because you're running inside Greywall.
Yeah, it's all embedded within the system prompt, so like kind of artificially. Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. Because like the biggest issue we had is like, yes, it does work, but then the Claude tries to like really push it through and try to read the environment variable a lot, like with different ways. But yeah, I mean this is with the system prompt you don't have that problem. By the way, you can read through the system prompt here.
You give it to Claude Code or whatever. You can use it in any of them. You can use it in Codex, Claude Code, Claude, whatever.
You usually don't have access to the system prompt, so this is the only way you can read through it, or like maybe find it online.
Instead of logging into
through the proxy. Yeah. Man in the middle.
Yeah. I have a few.
Yep.
I just put like $10 on them, and then if I
You're intercepting whatever traffic's.
Yeah, we're intercepting all the traffic from all the LLMs.
Yeah, it's literally a
Ton
10.
proxy going on behind
It's
the
probably
scenes, so
closer
you
to
just read all
15.
that data. Right.
Yeah.
Heck, so then you guys what? Like actually parse the requests they're doing.
Yep.
Gotcha.
It's all parsed in real time as well.
Beautiful.
You can like disable the live parsing, and then it's not going to be refreshing, but.
I like it.
Oops. Yeah.
Oh. Now I guess the question is there an event-based API where I can pull whatever Greywall's doing and like send myself notifications for that stuff and whatnot?
Probably there is. I mean, like you can dive into the code and figure it out. Like it's not something we expose to the user, but you can probably extend it if you want. Yeah.
If you're really good, you can spend
Is there some way I can like
$5,000
spawn up a Python async IO process and then get updates so I can put to the console kind of thing?
Okay. Well, I feel like there are other tools for that. I mean, Greywall is not.
Plug into Greywall for that stuff? Because I want to see, the system prompt changed from the prior one, so I gotta get a notification.
Oh, interesting. But in what case would you change the system prompt?
Sorry?
In what case would you change the system prompt? Like how often?
Claude would. If I change the version of Claude, then they might change the
Oh, okay. So you want notification of that level?
I put it on my pager, be able to see the differences.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, you can just write a script on top of this, right? Like all the like the database, the local database. Yeah, we don't have that yet. No, I mean, it's an interesting feature request. So if you want to submit an issue for that, we can definitely look into it.
That just came out in the last couple of weeks are as good as pretty much all the main models were in like December, January. Which is good. They're like 3 months back. Yeah. And back then, like I mean, is pretty much all of us that were coders stopped programming in like December.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, I mean earlier than that even.
But like
probably.
that's when like your last act before then you were like babysitting AI. Right?
Yeah.
You were giving it a task and you were constantly trying to rewrite code or like go in and change a line here. But since like November, December of last year, the only time I've written a line of code is because I absolutely wanted to.
Yeah. Because it was my desire.
Right,
like, exactly. But even then, it feels slower to write like a single line of code than like if you just prompt Claude to write the same line of code yourself. Yeah, brain rot. I mean, we're moving in that direction, right? Like it's
not
fine.
rot. It's how our brains are meant to work. It's not a degradation of the system. It is the system reallocating resources to things that actually matter. Why keep a bunch of automated processes in the background of your brain that aren't serving any function?
By the way, am I the only one who thinks that Claude 4.7 is kind of worse than 4.6?
It's not Claude that's worse.
Or like Opus.
It's their war against OpenClaw. It's their war against trying to make it useless for OpenClaw, in my opinion.
Really? You think so? Okay.
Why do you say that, Ben?
Why?
Because it all started getting worse when they tried to ban OpenClaw, and then OpenClaw changed their name and all that stuff. That's when it started getting worse. It's well documented. Like
interesting. Okay. Are they trying to build their own OpenClaw? You think?
Well, they've been slowly trying to put it into.
Oh yeah, they have Claude Code work and stuff like that.
Well,
I guess it's kind of like that.
Cloud design, and you can also do cron jobs, or you can do cron jobs that run remotely. So even if your computer's off, Claude will still go off and do whatever tasks.
That's fair, yeah.
Stuff. And they added remote control, which was like right after, like a week later. Or something.
Yeah.
Like, it's very obvious to a lot of people. I'm not the. It's not my opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of other smarter people.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely possible. But honestly, I don't see the incentive and why they would want to like make OpenClaw worse, because
they're not trying to make it worse. They're trying to prevent. So, OpenClaw excels if an AI agent is willing to just go, right? And that also means spending a lot more tokens. Like if you work with AI most of the time, you can give it, like we were just talking about now, I can give it a one-sentence task, and it'll probably go off and do that task. It's like 10 steps. It'll probably do 8 out of 10 steps without me telling what those 10 steps are. It'll get most of the way and all that stuff. So it's just when you're dealing, I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought here.
OpenClaw, Claude.
Yeah.
Why?
I just think, I totally lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Yeah, my thinking tied to this was that like, OpenClaw takes more tokens than just like running a prompt within Claude, right? And wouldn't that mean, wouldn't that be a good thing for Claude specifically? Because they generate more money from token spending.
You're not using the subscription.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, they have to prioritize their own users instead of usage for third parties.
Yeah, I mean, ideally they want.
They prioritize enterprise. For sure they do.
Okay.
Enterprise rarely goes down compared to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's the lack of compute resources to be aware of, and
everybody has that.
Yeah, I feel like Gemini. I talked with someone. Maybe it was you, Ben, but I think Gemini is pretty good in terms of like the value it provides and the code quality it outputs, and also the price. I think they're losing a lot of money, but they can because it's Google.
So they have lots of compute.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And ChatGPT is actually pretty not ChatGPT, but Codex. It's a bit better in terms of the value it provides, because like I only pay $20 a month, and it gives me pretty much the same amount of tokens as Claude at like $100 a month subscription.
It's more efficient as well because it's less verbose compared to Claude.
Okay.
Well, and again, Claude Code opens up 20,000 tokens just to say to not even say hello.
Yeah, because of the system prompt and stuff. Yeah.
Where Codex loads half as many. Claude has a 5-minute timer on their cache system now. Codex has like 30 minutes to an hour. So if you don't keep using the same Claude session, if you wait 30 minutes and send in the same session, you're not getting any tokens cached.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a big difference.
That sucks. It really sucks. Because it spends a lot of tokens.
It's a lot longer. It depends on what you're doing. They have a more dynamic system, but it's certainly not 5 minutes for most things.
Okay.
Like you hit cache a lot more often. And right now, there is a known bug in Claude Code that prevents normal caching to work like it's supposed to. Like people are seeing, because there's like 30 to 40% of things that should be cached aren't getting cached at all in the current version of Claude Code.
Okay. How about Rock 4.3? Have you guys tried that?
A lot of people use it. And I don't know. I haven't used it too much.
I haven't.
Because it's pretty good. It's inexpensive, but do you have any experience like really testing it out?
No, I mean I meme and whatever with it. Like it is funnier than the other ones.
Yeah.
You do
That's definitely
things.
true.
Somebody on a podcast recently said using Grok is a half bad idea, or like in the sense that like it'll do it and it's fine, but it's a little silly along the way. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean anywhere you can get free tokens, like you can get free tokens with Google, right? Anywhere you can get free tokens and make it useful. Just to say it's
Google even it lets you generate AI videos for free as well, which is pretty impressive.
Videos and look at images. Google's still the best at spatial reasoning.
Super cool.
Now that it's not necessary to write code anymore, what's the advantage for programmers, developers?
I mean, so in my opinion, the paradigm is just shifting. Now, product is not as, I mean, it's still important, but it's not as important as, say, distribution, marketing, stuff like that. And so now people are, like, at least entrepreneurs are kind of shifting towards, marketing the product better and distributing it better, because like you can now implement a bunch of versions of the same software, but those who market it the best will ultimately win and generate the most money. So yeah, I mean, that's like the paradigm shift. And yeah, I mean, developers are still needed. They still need to like debug the software, even with Claude, right? Like Claude still cannot one-shot a lot of apps. It wouldn't be able to one-shot Greywall or like some sandboxing tool that works well, right? It's not really good,
right?
Huh?
The bootstrapping problem too, like if
Yeah.
it's running on a platform that you're also trying to dev with Claude.
Yeah, exactly.
At some level, like if something's broken, it can't solve things.
Yeah, it's like
might actually disallow it from solving the problem.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's like
catch-22 or a causality dilemma. I think is what we
yeah, it's the snake eating itself. But yeah, anyways, I mean it's yeah, I think it's just the paradigm is shifting. It doesn't mean that developers are like programming is dead or anything like that. It's just it's more efficient, and now more people can do it. So you kind of have to stand out a bit more as well.
And basically, going to market is priority as soon as possible.
Yeah. Also another thing is like you gotta be a good project or product manager or product person, right? Because you gotta be able to understand what the user actually wants, what the UX should be, and stuff like that.
Now, question for you, because you're the developers. I'm not.
Yeah.
The question is, how many products have you developed recently and have released to the market?
That's a good question.
In your case?
I mean, we work with clients. We're kind of like a consultancy company almost. So like, it's like it depends really on the number of clients we have.
I was gonna say you guys probably run like a payment for services, but the stack's open, right?
Yeah. I mean, some of the stack is open, and some of the stack is like on premises, customly designed for like a specific company.
But that's not an open product for the market.
Well, for Greywall is open.
Yeah. What I mean is, in terms of business, you are not creating a product for the public.
Yeah. That's not the business model. Yeah. I'm just talking about in general, like for other companies, right? Like distribution. Like for us, what would be important is just like spreading the word about our company, which is exactly what we're doing right now with this session as well. But yeah, I think like for other products, like for example, SaaS or something like B2C, obviously you'd have to market it a lot and very aggressively and very creatively as well. And so that's something that we still haven't cracked in terms of like AI still hasn't cracked. And even if it does crack it, AI is not really good at creativity. And even if it is good at creativity, then it's going to have certain biases for specific types of creativity, right? And so ultimately, you're still going to have to kind of figure it out by yourself almost. Well, at least that's just my opinion. I'm just like, it's just something I believe, but doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. Maybe it's going to be completely different. So yeah.
It's better grounded.
Yeah.
Considering you are in the world of technology and you have more information than the average people.
Well, I mean, I think it's like between business and technology as well. Like business is also, I think like it's just business. The business component of it is like becoming more and more important. The development speed is important. The UX is very, very important. Just like optimizing the system so that it's intuitive for anyone to understand. Of course, that doesn't apply to Greywall because it's a development tool, or like a developer tool, right? And it's also like a security tool for enthusiasts, right? But I mean, we're also optimizing the UX for that as well. Just slowly when we have time.
Great. Cool.
So yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
guys, before we cut the transmission.
Do you want to use the mic?
Oh, okay, sure. So everyone who did show up has a coupon for a day pass here. If you want to guys want to drop by and check out the place, and everyone online can do the same. Just send us a WhatsApp message. It's on the website. We'll put it on the
WhatsApp group.
On the WhatsApp group. Okay. So just hope you enjoyed the event. Thank you.
Thanks, Joseph.
Yeah, sure. With the free pass, we can bring a guest, right?
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, I forgot where I put my laptop.
Exit.